welcome back to part 2 of my enormous pen collection. Yes, enormous pen collection. Nothing else. I'm still sat here surrounded by pens and it's been a good hour and a half that I've been doing this for now. So I'm going to crack on because it's getting dark outside and it's probably going to be dinner soon too. I just want to start getting things on this shelf. Okay, let's see what we got here. I've got a couple of these random Darwin graphic line markers. So these are just super fine tip pens. I think one is in 0.5 and then this one's 0.3, so that's a bit thinner, and they're light grey, so they're really good for like adding drop shadows and stuff. I am going to pop these into the Micron pot just so I've got all of my fine markers together. I do have a couple more to go in here at some point too, I think. Oh, there's one. This is the Unipin Fine Liner and this is in size 0.3 and it's black as well. But yeah, so this is a Pento Sign pen that I bought over in Japan and it looks really different to the sign pens over here. The ones over here have a glittery barrel. I also thought this was going to be purple, but I think it's a grey. But yeah, I bought this when I went to Japan a couple of years ago. Okay, so a little while ago I did this project for Simply Lettering, which is some calligraphy on a leather jacket, which was so much fun to do. And for the project I was asked to use some Edding paint pens. So they had some really lovely bright colourful ones. And basically Edding were really generous and sent me a load of pens, including these ones too. So I've got quite a few pens from Edding. I think there's some more somewhere else too. But it's so nice of them to send me all of these pens to practice with and try out. They're all paint pens, so they can be used on a variety of different surfaces. And then these are not paint pens. These are just really lovely metallic pens. I seem to be missing one out of this tin. I'm going to keep these in this tin just because it's really easy to store. But all of these I'm going to put into a pot. I will say now I do think that these are meant to be kept horizontal, so I might change the storage for these at some point. But for now they're just going into one of these pots. Oh, they also sent me these ones too. So these are really pretty pastel colours and they are quite a fine nib. I really love their packaging, by the way. So there's no plastic on the outside and then you just pull this out and it comes in a nice little box. How cute is that? So I've got a couple more pens from back when I was on the Do Crafts design team a couple of years ago. So these are the Jewel Artist Jewel Tip pens. So one end, I'll show you. At one end the nib is super fine and then at this end it's a bit of a thicker nib, but it's not a flexible tip. So these are kind of more like for monoline calligraphy or for colouring. I don't know if I'll use these too much. I'm going to keep them in their pack just in case. And then if I don't use them in the next month or so, I'll pop them into that giveaway pile or I'll donate them to my local scrap store charity. And then these are their watercolour brush pens. So these ones are flexible, so it's got like a super fine flexible nib. Remember these not actually being that flexible even though they're quite long. And this end it's got quite a thick bullet tip. I haven't used these in ages. Again, these were just stuck at the back of a drawer, but I really like the folder that they come in. It's just super handy and I love all the different colours. So I'm going to keep these and I will pop them on the shelf just so they're super accessible. So next I've got these Artline Supreme brush markers. Basically they've just got quite a thick nib at the end and I think these are kind of like the more professional version of these Artline Sticks pens. I've got two different packs. One is just kind of like your bog standard bright colours and then these are more like pinky and reddy colours. So I'm gonna keep both of them and I don't think they're gonna fit into I'm going to see if they fit into this so I have all my outlines together, but I don't think they will fit. So I've got a little pencil case here, and in here there's a selection of different pens. So some big pens and some small pens. And I'm just going to keep these in this pencil case. This is like my go-to grab pencil case if I'm going away anywhere. I know that there's a nice selection of pens in here, so if I do want to do any calligraphy when I'm away, I do have a nice choice. So I'm going to keep these in this pencil case. I've also got some of the Do Craft Artiste dual brush pens. So these actually have a brush tip at the end, unlike the other Artiste pens from earlier. And then it's got quite a fine nib. I quite like that nib actually. It's a bit different to some of the others. I really like these. These are quite cheap. They're good for beginners. You can get them in Hobbycraft, I believe. I got these myself, and I don't know where to put these. I want to put these in here because this is all my dual brush pens, but I don't think that's going to fit. So where can I put these? I'm going to put them... I'm going to put them in with the Do Craft metallic markers. Just that means I've got my Do Craft pens together. So these, I haven't actually had a proper chance to use these yet. These are the Sailor Shikiori. Probably saying that wrong. They're basically dual tip pens. So at one end it's got a brush tip, and then the other end there's a fine tip, and then it comes in all of these lovely, lovely colours. I do need to do a YouTube video on these, so I am going to put these to the side, but Colt Pens kindly sent these to me so I could have a little try. So massive thank you to Colt Pens for sending these to me. So I've got this really horrible box, and I think it basically consists of some pens I've already put away so I can put those into pots, and then pencils and paintbrushes. So I'm just going to super quickly sort those out into different pots now. Well, I definitely don't need any more pencils. Am I weird? But I really like the smell of pencils. It smells really good. I went up to the Darwin Pencil Museum in last summer, which was actually much more interesting than it sounds. And I just really like the smell of the pencils. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how beautiful these paintbrushes are? They're like unicorn horn paintbrushes. I absolutely love them. I got these from the range. Ooh, I just found my tiny cactus watercolours. I love these. These are so pretty. I'm going to put them in my paint drawer. So here are all my paintbrushes, and I am really bad when it comes to my paintbrushes, and I don't clean them. So half of these are completely unusable at the moment. So I need to figure out a way to get the really dry paint off them and give them all a clean. But at least they're all in one place now, and hopefully them being on display and seeing how hideous they are, it will actually encourage me to clean them. So last but not least, I've still got quite a few pens in this box, and all of these are kind of like random individual pens, so they don't really have a specific place to go. So I'm just going to put them all into this pot. I've already put my embossing pens in here, but actually I might put these with my embossing powder so they're all together. They're just in a drawer over there, and I'm just going to chuck all of these pens into this pot. I've just got these Stabilo Pen 68 pens, but these are the brush version, and I really like these. These were gifted to me by Colt Pens as part of like a collaboration with Colt Pens and Stabilo. I did a little giveaway for them. I'm going to put those into the wooden pots behind me because I just want to have easy access to them. I really like them, but I've only got 3 of the colours. So a lot of these are random pens because I actually got them when I went to Japan, and I just got a little bit excited and bought like one of each pen. So for example, this pen, which I have no idea what it is, it's all in Japanese and there's no brand on it. It's basically got like a grey brush tip at one end and then a black one at the other. So yeah, just gonna put all of these random little pens together. I do also have some nib holders, which are a little bit dirty, but I'm gonna store these, I think, into the wooden pots behind me, just so they're a little bit separate. I also have these 2 pens, which I bought in Japan as well. They're both Pilot pens. I think they're called like Food Maseki. Probably saying that wrong, but I absolutely love them. So this one has like the smallest nib ever. How pretty is that? And then this one is like a bit thicker than the Pentel, so they're really nicely complement each other. I'm going to pop these into the wooden boxes behind me too. So these are bamboo dip pens, which my brother actually got for me for Christmas. I haven't really had a chance to use them yet. I think I need to do a little bit of research in how to use them, but I'll probably do some sort of YouTube video on what I'm doing with them. So I'm going to put those with the dip pen holders. I've also just pulled out some of these gel pens. I think I've had these since probably school. Where can I put them? I'll put these with the white gel pens that I've also got. They can go into the brown boxes. Okay, I think we're nearly done. I also have a load of inks in here. So in here I've got some of the Dr. P.H. Martin Bombay India ink, and then also the Brie Reese watercolour ink. I'm going to pop these on display on the shelf. And I also have these, which are the Ecoline liquid watercolours. These were kind of gifted to me by Royal Talons as part of the partnership I've mentioned. And I love that they come in these little trays. They did also have plastic lids over them as well, but I decided to take them off because I want these to be easily accessible. But I'm going to pop these on the shelf too. You guys, look at all of these pens in their pots. I'm so happy. I'm so satisfied with how it looks. But it'll be much nicer when it's up on these shelves. I've also got a few to put away on the desk and a lot of rubbish and recycling to sort out too. So yeah, I'm gonna start putting these on the shelves. So I'm gonna try and figure out some sense to these shelves because I want similar pens to be with each other. This shelf is like easiest to access for when I'm sat at my desk. So I've got like a weird power stance so I can fit in the camera. So yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out where all of these pens can go. Yeah, we are in the place to be. This really cute little pen. So I bought this in Japan and it's the Pilot Petite 3 Fude pen. Ooh! And the nib is like super thin and I love how small it is. I'd forgotten I had that. It's just disappeared down into the pot. I think I'm going to put that there so I don't forget about it. So it was a bit of a tight squeeze getting them all on these shelves. What I'll probably have to do is take some pots out to get access to others, but at least they're available for me, and I like the fact that I can take the pots out and then pop them on my desk and work with those pens. I did have to put some of my inks into my drawer, which is over there, but it's still super easy to access. I have just realised though that I still have this box, but this is basically all of the stuff that I got sent in my Inky Box collections. So towards the end of 2019, I was an ambassador for the Inky Box. So I think I'm going to keep these in this box, just so when I use them, I can reference back to the fact that they were kindly sent to me from the Inky Box. I'm going to see how having this layout worked for me and see if it's the best setup. I do have some other windowsill space, so it might be that I move things around a little bit just to figure out what works best. But that is my pen collection. I hope this wasn't too terribly boring, but it was fun for me because I got to discover some pens that I completely forgotten about, and I managed to add a few pens to the giveaway selection too, which I am super excited about. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon for another one, and hopefully I'll be doing some sort of craft room tour at some point too, and this will hopefully have some cool art on it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!